Hi, Mitch Hauschildt, Maximum Training Solutions. We're back here continuing our series on advanced corrective exercises within the DVRT corrective system. I want to talk today about conscious loading, probably my favorite corrective strategy that I use. I use it all the time with a variety of different exercises, a variety of different injuries for my injured athletes and also for my healthy athletes. And the reason I like it is it really gives us the ability to do a lot of things, creating motion that maybe our athletes didn't have before. And it's this idea of proximal stability allows for distal mobility. And unfortunately, when our athletes are dysfunctional or when our patients or clients are dysfunctional, we get in this position where we've got certain things that look like we're missing mobility, but it really comes down to we're missing stability. And so when we're missing stability proximally, what happens is we get some sort of a compensation pattern where we're getting muscles turning on that we don't necessarily want to, which makes them look a lot tighter than they are. So our example for today is using the active straight leg raise correction, using a leg lowering movement that I use a lot with a lot of our athletes. But if we do an active straight leg raise, a lot of people are going to appear as though they're really tight. And a lot of people will automatically go to their hamstrings. Some people will go to the opposite hip flexor, but really what it comes down to is most people, and I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people, their issue is in that core stability. Because if the core isn't doing what it's supposed to do to stabilize the pelvis, the hip flexor is going to turn on in order to stabilize the pelvis, making it look like when they raise that other leg, they're tighter than they really are. So the way we solve this is we add load. So by adding load, we automatically force the core to have to turn on, and it gives us some core stability and makes those inner unit, the transverse abdominis, the multifidus, the deep neck stabilizers, the pelvic floor have to turn on and stabilize that pelvis where it needs to be, and allows everything else to do what it's supposed to do. So one of the easiest ways to do this, we take the ultimate sandbag. I like using the strength bag for this, and we load up on the fists. Okay, so I'm going to have Josh here. You can do this a variety of different ways, but I love the ultimate sandbag for this because having it balanced on the fist really focuses him to have to stabilize in the shoulder. So we get these lats to turn on, we get these shoulders down, locked in, automatically this core is turned on. So remember, we're trying to correct this active straight leg raise. So we're going to do a leg lowering exercise. So he's lifting his leg straight up in the air. And then from here, he's going to lower one leg down and bring it back up. Okay? And then he's going to go to the other side. So by having the core turned on with this conscious loading up here, it's allowing his hip flexors and the stabilizers of the core, the stabilizers of the core have to turn on, allows the lower extremities to do what it's supposed to do and allow the prime movers to do it. So now we have a couple different variations we can do with this within the DVRT system. The next one would be, go ahead and lay it down. Next one is definitely more advanced, but we're actually going to take this sandbag and he's going to put the backs of his hands flat on the floor, and it's a more advanced movement because it takes more shoulder strength and stability, but it also really activates that core at a high level. So he's just going to try to lift that sandbag off the floor just a couple inches, and then he goes into his lower leg lowering there. Okay, once again, this takes a lot of strength, a lot of stability, but we also get a whole lot of bang for our buck down at the core. Okay, now the way we regress this, because most of our people that are in this situation don't have that shoulder stability, we can grab these neutral grips here, or the clean grips, and he's actually just going to try to take these elbows down to his side and can actually pull against his head a little bit. That's going to get that core to turn on. Anytime we want that inner unit of core to turn on, we basically take him into that pullover position. It's going to turn on. He doesn't even have to think about it. We know it's going to happen. Okay? And then the final variation we can do with this is take a power bag or a core USB, and we're going to use this suitcase grip. Now we can do two hands if we want. We can do just one, depends on what you're looking for, and we can go into a leg lowering here. Now a lot of people look at this and say, well, I can do the same with the kettlebell. And that is true. You can use it, and we love the kettlebells for a lot of different reasons, but I also really like this because of the dimension and the distribution of that sandbag. It really forces a lot more stability in this shoulder and down into the core. So that's conscious loading. We use conscious loading in a lot of different movements, a lot of different exercises. This is just one example. Like I said, it's probably my favorite advanced technique for corrective exercise. Take a look at this. If you have more questions, feel free to visit my website, www.maximumtrainingsolutions.com. Also check out the DVRT corrective course at ultimatesandbagtraining.com.